Today's show is sponsored by the Electric Vehicle Association. Join up to support the electrification of transport and get the help you need to finance your own EV or clean energy future. And by Currently, delivering EV charging to you at home, the office, or wherever you want. Get 30 days of EV charging delivery service for free by using the code EVOLVED at the link below. And by the 8th annual Chicago Chesed Fund Tesla raffle. Head to the link below and use the code TRANSPORTEVOLVED to get $25 off 2 tickets. Enter before July 11th to get a chance to win a bonus bottle of Tesla tequila. Welcome back to TEN or Transport Evolved News. Thanks for tuning in and for hitting the subscribe button, as well as that notification bell. Because we're actually in Utah right now, filming our first ever drive review of the Cadillac Lyriq EV, we had to film this a day early, so if we've missed any late-breaking news stories, you'll know why. When I was growing up in the UK, the term white van man was an oft-used and well-known way to describe the multitude of poorly driven white Ford Transit vans that terrorised the UK's roads during work hours. These vans were pushed to the limits of what their engines and drivetrains could handle, and sometimes wore some pretty nasty battle scars from their life on the road. But this week, a new white van was unveiled that would probably make any white van person weak at the knees. Meet the Ford Pro Electric Supervan, an all-electric Ford e-Transit retrofitted with a 1,470 kilowatt all-wheel drivetrain. Just like the Mustang Mach E 1400, this is built for speed and speed only, plus drifting, with a quad motor setup and 50 kilowatt-hour battery pack. It'll go up the hill at the Goodwood Festival of Speed this weekend, piloted by Romain Dumas. It's good to see Ford's long tradition of making supervans going all electric. Most EV owners can go several days, maybe even a week or more, without needing to charge their EV, especially if they have a relatively new EV with a long-range battery pack. But a study from the University of Geneva, published in Nature Energy, shows that there's a long way to go before non-EV drivers understand the difference between how far EVs can go and how far they think they need to travel. Polling 2,000 drivers in the US and Germany, the study showed that 30% of respondents believed EVs do not have enough range in their battery packs to cover their daily driving habits. Yet 90% of the trips described to the research team could be covered in EVs with ranges of less than 200 kilometres. That's 124 miles of range, meaning most respondents could buy any EV on sale today and be just fine. It shows that there's some serious educational outreach needing to be done by EV advocates. Tesla's Sentry Mode, the much-lauded feature that turns Tesla's onboard cameras into security systems when parked and dash cams when driving, is something I wish every car had. It's helped Tesla owners avoid blame during contested accidents, and it's helped Tesla owners find out exactly who pranged their car or tried to vandalise it while it was parked. But in 2 different parts of the world, there's an attempt to stop Tesla owners from using the feature. The first is in Berlin, Germany, where the head of security for the local police wants to ban Teslas from coming near police stations due to claimed, quote, data security concerns. Meanwhile, in China, Teslas will be banned from entering a coastal resort for 2 months, since that is where the annual PRC's Summer Party Leadership Conclave will take place. Given just how many devices now have cameras in them, this all seems a little overkill. When an automaker wants to take a concept car, prototype, or even a limited production car to an event, they're usually loaded onto a transporter and taken there by truck. But Mercedes-Benz used a recent trip to Silverstone for the UK Formula 1 Grand Prix, which was sponsored by Mercedes-Benz this year, to see if it could break a new record for its ultra-efficient Vision EQXX prototype. Leaving Stuttgart, Germany, with a fully charged battery pack, the Vision EQXX drove 1,202 kilometres at 747 miles to Silverstone, UK on a single charge, averaging an astonishing 8.3 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometres. That's 133 watt-hours per mile. Sure, its average speed was a little slow at 83 kilometres per hour, 52 miles per hour, but it managed to break its previous record by 194 kilometres. Talking of ultra-efficient vehicles, Aptera has confirmed this week that it signed a multi-million-dollar deal with European in-wheel motor company Elaphe for the motors it needs for its upcoming solar electric car. The deal, which Aptera says is worth, quote, several hundred million euro, end quote, will see Elaphe ramp up production at its home base in Slovenia for the 50 kilowatt in-wheel motors that Aptera uses in its SEV. Then, as part of a second phase of production, Aptera will work with Elaphe to establish a new production line within Aptera's US production facilities, ramping up motor production in the US to make a 100,000 vehicle annual production capacity a reality. Light and efficient, the in-wheel motors and distributed drivetrain system developed by Elaphe will be featured in every Aptera, either with 2 or 3 motor configurations. BrightDrop, the all-electric delivery vehicle company owned by General Motors, has delivered the first batch of Zevo 600 delivery vehicles to FedEx. Originally known as the BrightDrop EV600, the Zevo 600 vehicles are based on GM's Ultium platform, meaning they benefit from 800-volt system architecture and 800-volt 350 kilowatt DC quick charging. While the first batch of vehicles have been delivered to FedEx fleets across Southern California, expect FedEx fleets across the US to slowly convert to electric as more Zevo 600s come off the line in the coming months. Right now, the chip crisis is limiting total production output, as is GM's battery supply chain, but with Ultium's new dedicated battery facility due to go online next year, it shouldn't be that long before this electric fleet dramatically explodes. When a new electric vehicle rolls off the production line, one of the first things it gets is a rapid charge, so it's ready to be driven. You see, battery packs aren't fully charged during production for safety reasons, and so rapid charging also helps to make sure everything's okay. And to power that charging, Rivian has just announced its plans to build a large-scale wind turbine at its Normal, Illinois production facility. At 2.8 megawatts in peak power capacity, it will join the already massive 783 kilowatt peak solar canopy at the Rivian facility that's due to be turned on this summer. While the proposal does have to meet approval from town councils, and I'm sure there will be some NIMBYs opposing the 510 feet tall structure, even though its massive noise output will be 42 decibels, about the same as a refrigerator, I think ultimately it will be okay. Given the number of jobs Rivian brings to the town, I think planning permission will ultimately be granted. Plug and Charge, the system that allows you to turn up at a compatible quick charging station in an EV, just plug in and charge with no smartphone or RFID tags required, is quickly becoming a must-have feature for new EVs. Ford's Mustang Mach E and F-150 Lightning have it, as does the Porsche Taycan, many Audis, and thanks to an over-the-air update, so too, soon, will Volkswagen ID models. But this week, General Motors announced that every new GM EV, including everything from the Hummer EV and Cadillac Lyriq through to the 2023 model year Chevrolet Bolt EV and Bolt EUV, will come with plug and charge as standard. Initially, it looks as if GM will be working with EVgo to activate the system, and while I would expect Electrify America to be added to the list, the press release curiously does not mention it. In a supplemental part to the interview he gave with the Tesla Owners Club of Silicon Valley, Tesla CEO Elon Musk confirmed that Tesla's final Cybertruck design is quote-unquote finally locked. It's now been 3 years since the Tesla Cybertruck was originally unveiled, with initial production promised for the end of last year. But we've seen Tesla push that back multiple times, with the most recent promise from Elon Musk putting the first vehicles rolling off the production line in mid-2023. In a very candid discussion of Cybertruck development, Musk noted that Tesla could not have produced the vehicle any earlier due to the chip shortage, but also admitted that, quote, "We got too carried away," end quote, with various iterative designs for the same. The Cadillac Lyriq, Cadillac's first all-electric car, is getting pretty close to its sales launch, and in fact, that's the car I'm driving right now as this video goes live. But limited production of the 2022 model year Lyriq, caused by chip shortages and battery supply issues, means that very few people will get to own a Lyriq this year, and with both the launch edition of the Lyriq and regular 2023 model year cars now sold out, Cadillac has opened pre-orders for the 2024 or Lyriq SUV. While I know it's currently 2022, and you might think that it would mean a 2-year wait, it's worth remembering that some, but not all, US automakers switch their model years in the middle of the preceding year. There's not actually a 2022 Cadillac Lyriq. 2023 models, which come out this year, will be the first ones to hit the streets. I know, I still get confused by it all. But what I'm not confused about is Currently, one of our video sponsors this week. Currently is an EV charging delivery app that brings you and your electric car the power you need wherever you happen to be. Currently operating in Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Jose and Dallas, Currently can help you bust rapid charging queues and ensure you've got the charge you need to get where you want, and it means you can finally own an EV without needing to worry about off-street parking or charging at home. With plans starting from just under $5 a month, there are a range of Currently plans to help you dump the pump and stay charged up. Simply download the Currently app and give it a go. Tell Currently what your car is, how much charge you need, and Currently's trained drivers do the rest. They deliver your EV a rapid charge wherever you happen to be, and you do not need to be with your EV. Transport Evolved viewers can get 30 days of free EV charging with Currently by using the promo code EVOLVED when setting up your account. Give them a try today, and thanks to Currently for sponsoring this show. And now it's time for Short Shorts. Redwood Materials, the battery recycling company founded by former Tesla CTO JB Straubel, has just signed an agreement to help Toyota recycle its hybrid vehicle battery packs. Redwood Materials already recycles battery packs from Ford and Volkswagen. Ahead of its planned reveal in the not-too-distant future, Cadillac has released yet another teaser image of the Celestiq concept. As I explained last week, this concept car will eventually be made in limited numbers as a production vehicle and will be an electric sedan, not another massive SUV. A UK firm called Scarpa has revealed what it claims to be the easiest and quickest way to turn a pedal bicycle into an electric bike. Designed to clip onto the rear wheel, the expensive system turns a bicycle disc brake into a drive motor with battery and a motor integrated into one unit. Volkswagen has teased more images of its next electric car, the ID Aero. Due to get its official reveal early next week, the concept car is billed as an electric limousine for the modern age and will be marketed to upper-class buyers in China, some of whom still have drivers. Swedish hydrofoil boat specialist Candela has revealed images and video of the P12 electric shuttle ferry that it says will go into service next year in Stockholm. Lifting above the water, it's far more efficient than a traditional ferry and will dramatically cut commuting times. Autonomous truck company Einride has been given official approval by the US National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to operate on the nation's roads. Einride electric trucks have no traditional cab, but a safety driver will be on hand via a remote uplink. ECD, the Floridian custom vehicle specialists known for converting classic Series 1 through 3 Land Rovers and Land Rover Defenders to electric, has announced it will soon begin producing all-electric Tesla-powered conversions of the iconic Jaguar E-Type. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal this week, Jim Farley, CEO of Ford, told the publication that Ford's original design for the Mustang Mach E, before it was called thus, wasn't anything like today's car. Stating it was more like a Prius, Farley said the original design was scrapped. Thank goodness. As it prepares to take on the Goodwood Hill climb this weekend in the Polestar 5, Polestar has confirmed some specs of the same. With 650 kilowatts of power at the wheels and an 800-volt battery pack, this climb will be worth watching. Nissan has priced the 2023 Nissan LEAF for the US market, with the entry-level LEAF S starting from $27,800 US. It's $400 more than last year's model, but has more features, including as standard, and from the photos is sticking with CHAdeMO, unlike the Aria. Reporting from Korea says Kia will switch its battery supplier from Korea Market EVs from SK Innovation to CATL. This is the first time that the automaker has used a non-Korean firm to supply it with battery packs, and cost competitiveness was reported to be part of the decision. GMC has temporarily halted production of the Hummer EV at GM's Factory Zero facility in Hamtramck, but there's a good reason for it. The 4-week downtime, due to start Monday, will allow the company to prepare the factory for higher volumes of Hummer production. Renault has officially priced the Megane E-Tech EV for sale in the UK. With prices from £35,995 sterling, the base model gets an impressive list of included features, including some semi-autonomous safety tech. The Boring Company has applied to local government in Austin, Texas, to build a tunnel underneath Tesla's new Giga Austin facility. It's not 100% clear why, but I'm going to guess it's going to be a way to get things to and from Tesla's main campus to satellite ones. The $4,500 electric car tax credit bonus for union-made electric vehicles proposed by the Biden administration in the Build Back Better Act is now apparently dead in the water. The Senate is still making modifications to the act prior to a hopeful vote. XPeng has officially closed the order books in Europe for its P5 electric car. The reason given is unforeseen export timeline issues, which could be anything, but we're going to guess it's something to do with the ongoing global microprocessor shortage. Tesla has famously never spent any money on advertising its vehicles, but according to Elon Musk, again thanks to that extra-long interview with the Tesla Owners Club of Silicon Valley, that Tesla may reconsider that in order to deal with the quote-unquote media bias against the company. Ford has chosen its plant in Valencia, Spain as the preferred site for a new wave of EV production. The facility will become home to Ford's next-generation EV platform, something still in development, but we will see a range of new models come off the line there. Toyota has issued a global recall of its just-launched BZ4X electric crossover. The reason? Loose bolts connecting the car's wheels to the body of the vehicle, which, according to the recall notice, could, lead to the wheels coming off. Owners will be notified shortly. Another EV charging provider was acquired this week. This time it's EV Connect, which was acquired by European e-mobility and electronics manufacturing company Schneider Electric. It's not clear how much the latter paid for the former, but we'll update you if we ever find out. Scania has officially opened a brand new battery laboratory where it will test and design EV battery packs for use in its range of electric buses, big rigs and commercial vehicles. It's a 1,000 square foot facility which includes a climate testing lab. Over 6,000 Porsche Taycans in China have been recalled to rectify a manufacturing problem with the seat wiring harnesses for both front seats. In some situations, the harness can get caught up in the drive shaft of the seat adjustment system, and bad things happen. Hyundai and Michelin have announced a new joint partnership to develop next-generation tyres for EVs. The idea is to develop tyres which are not only low rolling resistance for maximum range, but also grip when they're needed to, and have low particulate emissions. Spanish motorcycle company Ox Motorcycles has unveiled a new variant that, appearance-wise, looks like it's ready for adventure. It's called the Ox Patagonia and even has the right name for adventure, but it has a terrible set of specs and is really only suited to the daily work commute. At its Capital Markets Day this week, Ferrari confirmed that it hopes 5% of its sales will be all-electric by 2026, with 60% of its vehicles being hybrid or plug-in around the same time. But ICE, that is still sticking around. Because Ferrari. Mercedes-Benz has teased images of the EQXX long-haul electric truck that it plans to debut at the IAA Transportation 2022 in Hanover this coming September. It will be the first Benz truck to use the mega charging standard that was recently announced last week by Charin. German-Indian startup Nunam has teamed up with Audi to reuse electric car battery pack modules from Audi e-tron test vehicles to electrify the auto rickshaw market in India. It's a non-profit organisation supported by the automaker, and it does form part of Audi's planned Second Life battery programme. The third-generation cell-to-pack battery technology developed by CATL, which the company calls Qilin, is capable of a 10-minute rapid charge from 10% to 80% and will enter into production next year. This could be a major breakthrough cell. British delivery vehicle company Arrival has announced the production version of its delivery van has received type approval in Europe. This is an essential step on the way to market readiness, as a vehicle cannot be sold in Europe without that approval. ABB's electric vehicle charging arm, ABB E-Mobility, has opened a brand new DC fast charging production facility in Italy, built at a cost of $30 million. It can produce one DC rapid charging station every 20 minutes from its 7 production lines. And those are your shorts. There will be more next week. We'll get to the final 2 stories in a moment, but first, how would you like to win a Tesla of your choice or $50,000 in cash? Well, make sure you pay attention because I'm about to tell you about the 8th annual Tesla raffle from the Chicago Chesed Fund. The Chicago Chesed Fund is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping families in crisis and has a huge number of programs and services in operation. So many, in fact, we just can't list them all. In a world where COVID-19 is still ravaging some communities, its work has never been more important, and throughout the year, the Chicago-based charity has been helping people stay safe, fed, employed, and healthy. We've been promoting the raffle for many years on this channel, but this year the raffle has something special for you. In addition to the chance that you can win a Tesla or a huge amount of cash, if you buy your tickets before July 11th, 2022, you will automatically be added to a second prize draw for the chance to win a bottle of Tesla tequila at no extra charge. So to find out more about the program or to buy tickets, head to ccfraffle.com where you can get 2 tickets for $175 by using the promo code TransportEvolved. It would normally cost you $200. There's a total of 5,555 tickets available, and the draw takes place on Labor Day. So go and grab your tickets now if you're feeling lucky. Kenyan-Swedish company Rome, formerly known as Opibus, has been working hard to electrify Africa, making everything from safari vehicles and buses to motorcycles in order to achieve its goal. But drawings submitted in the EU this week suggest that the company is readying a new production motorcycle that would be sold outside of Africa. Called the Rome Bike, the motorcycle isn't expected to be any kind of long-range ride or performance demon, but the indications are right now that we'll see a dual battery production bike with the ability to take 440 pounds, 200 kilos of payload up to 124 miles or 200 kilometers at speeds of up to 56 miles per hour, 90 kilometers per hour. Price is the key thing though, with many rumors suggesting such a vehicle would be super affordable when compared to everything else on the market. And finally, over the last few years, many of us in the EV world have watched as Elon Musk has become a little more vocal about politics and the world around us. Elon's Twitter stream has increasingly shared opinions that appear to be pushing his political views right of centre, and he's dived in with tweets in recent months that we consider both homophobic and transphobic. He's also increased his attacks on the Biden administration and Democrats in general. And after announcing he would vote Republican in the next election and confirming he voted in a recent primary for a candidate who is known to oppose the LGBTQ+ community, we found out earlier this week that one of Elon's twins has come out as a trans woman and has opted to change her name and gender marker legally, eschewing her father's last name in favour of her mother's. We had planned not to mention this in our show, but we also learned this week that as part of Tesla's recent layoffs, not 1, but 2 employees who led Tesla's LGBTQ+ policy and diversity team were laid off with no specific reason given. It could be an unfortunate coincidence, but with Elon now outrightly declaring society is being spoiled by a quote-unquote woke mind virus and urging people to have more babies, it doesn't look good to at least half of the voting population. And on that note, we are done for the day. Before I go, a huge thank you to the Electric Vehicle Association for sponsoring today's show. They have been advocating for electric vehicles since 1967 and firmly believe that our future depends on us making the switch to clean green electric cars today. The EVA can help you find someone near to you that can help you make the switch to electric. It can help you become an EV educator, and it can point you in the direction of monthly meetups for like-minded EV fans. And if you become a member, you'll gain access to a new clean energy and EV loan program set up between the EVA and the Colorado Clean Energy Credit Union. You can find out more by heading to electricauto.org. And of course, thanks again to Currently for sponsoring today's show. Follow the link in the description to get your 30 days of free EV charging tried today. And thanks to the Chicago Chesed Fund annual Tesla raffle. Do check out the link below and get your tickets today. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell for this channel and our second channel, Transport Evolved Take 2. And if you're not already already a channel member or a Patreon supporter, please consider becoming one. Or you can in fact send us a tip through Ko-fi or check out our cool swag store. And if you liked what you saw today, why not consider adding a super thanks to your comment? It is super easy to do and it all helps the channel grow. I'll be back next week with another roundup show, but there will be a whole lot of awesome content between now and then for you all to try. Until then, enjoy your weekend, and as always, keep evolving.